GcMAF will save 120,000 lives in the NHS. Yes, that's 120,000 cancer patients' lives a year. GcMAF is a safe, natural human protein and therefore a human right. Those of you who thought the treatment for cancer was in the human body all along were correct. GcMAF has no side effects. It's 1% the cost of chemotherapy, which is £40,000 around, and it's 40 times as powerful. GcMAF was discovered by scientists in the human body in the 1980s. There are 150 peer-reviewed scientific research papers in the world's top scientific journals on GcMAF, and half of them made it through to the American National Library of Medicine, or PubMed. GcMAF is successful with all tumour cancers, which is 90% of cancer. We wrote 33 scientific research papers, mostly on patients' results. PubMed 249-82371, published in the world's top cancer journal, Anti-Cancer Research, describes how 40 patients received tumour reductions of 25% in the first week in our clinics. We saved 75% of terminal stage 4s in our clinics, and we do have 9,000 fabulous results. Here are 3 interesting cases from the 9,000. GcMAF takes a pancreatic cancer patient with 1 or 2 weeks to live. Even the whites of his eyes and his whole body can be yellow, and in 3 months he has no signs of the disease. GcMAF really is the treatment for pancreatic cancer. Exactly as predicted in the journal Neoplasia in 2003, PubMed 1265968, and in the journal Pancreas 15084979 in 2004. Terry Davis Newman had HGSC peritoneal ovarian cancer. There have never been any survivors. Her doctors told her she would die in November 2016, and they can tell pretty accurately with HGSC. But instead, she took GcMAF. She made a 6-minute video on YouTube. 3 years later, she's fit and well. An oncogene is a mutated gene that pours cancer into your body for the rest of your very short life. Never in history has one been turned off. 25% of women with breast cancer have the HER2 oncogene. Correggi Hospital in Florence, Italy, told a patient she was terminal stage 4. The breast cancer had gone into the pectoral muscle and was inoperable. Furthermore, she had the HER2 oncogene, and her life was over in 2014. She went to our clinic in Lausanne and had Goleic, our GcMAF with olive oil in it, for 3 weeks and returned to Correggi Hospital. The surgeons were astonished the tumour had shrunk and was surrounded by pus, which is quite normal for GcMAF. They simply plucked it out. They biopsied her for the HER2 oncogene again and were amazed to find it had been turned off. 4 of their professionals signed the results into their archives, and we wrote 3 scientific research papers about it, the first published at the conference by Anti-Cancer Research. All our research papers are on www.GcMAF.se. She had gone from close to death as a terminal stage 4 to completely cancer-free in 4 weeks flat. Today, 5 years later in 2019, she's still cancer-free and as fit as a fiddle. In the early 1990s, enough was known that GcMAF was ready for use in patients. But for 25 years, Parliament has backed the big pharmaceutical corporations and the MHRA to deny access to the British people. It's all about profit. Big Pharma take $200 billion from chemotherapy, and they don't want any competition. That's why the MHRA used the EU's medicines laws, written by Big Pharma to ensure new treatments are throttled at birth, to close down GcMAF and Immunobiotech Limited. We went ahead with GcMAF to save lives and to complete the scientific research, the results on patients. And we did that. We thought there might be a risk from the MHRA. But GlaxoSmithKline, a UK corporation, killed 83,000 with their drug Avandia and got a $3 billion fine in the USA. It's all over Google. However, in England, the MHRA let them off without even a slapped wrist. So as GcMAF had never caused even one death, we thought we were fairly safe. But GSK had two directors on the board of the MHRA, Gerald Heddle and Ian Hudson. They persecuted us to death, prosecuting 9 of us, and asked for a 14-year sentence for me in the UK. Then they asked their even more corrupt opposite numbers in France, Ocalesp, to prosecute us as well. They want 2 years 4 months imprisonment before trial, then a 10-year sentence. So in total, a 26 years of imprisonment, more than a double murderer. And Parliament has given the MHRA sufficient control over the police, the courts, the banks, the Crown Prosecution Service and the Prison Service. They will get most of that. The fact that 200 patients recovering from cancer then died of it when the MHRA banned GcMAF is irrelevant. All the above government agencies only listen to the MHRA, never to us, or to the science, or to the patients. There is no justice in the corrupt EU dictatorship of Britain. 2 million people have died unnecessarily over the last 25 years, all orchestrated by Parliament. Our website is www.gcmaf.se, but please go to www.mhracorrupt.st and click Parliament Guilty. Then scroll to the bottom of the page and write the 2 letters, one to your MP and one to your local newspaper, to ask for GcMAF to be put into the NHS, where it will save 120,000 lives a year. I'm David Noakes. My email is dm@help.vg. Thank you very much for listening.